you're too tall. Hold that a little bit lower. It's going to look weird. Don't get my double chins though. We'll keep that bit in. Alright, so spent most of the morning stripping stuff down. So here we've got the heater box that has the heat matrix in there for hot air getting inside. Pedal box cover. Some other various brackets and vents and pedal box housing and stuff like that. So these are all bits that we strip down and we want to reuse when we rebuild the car, but we don't want to paint them because and clean them up, so we're going to send them off somewhere to get bead blasted and then powder coated, and then they'll come back better than new and tough as shit. So that's all of that. Also got fuel tank and torsion bar. We're going to do them as well. Okay, so when you see these, they'll all be brand spanking new.
And your diarrhea cleared up just in time.
Oh yeah. So we're at speed weld, and this is the current state. The welding's been done around the window frames, and we've cut a big chunk out of the cross member. I put the cross member back on, and now we're trying to fettle the engine into place. We've had to take off the alternator and a bracket off the gearbox and the coil packs. So we'll have to find an interesting way of putting them back on and make some modifications to the chassis, but yeah, that's essentially where it'll be. It'll be a little bit higher, maybe a smidgen further back, but yeah, engine and car. You can do some of the talking as well.
Exit the roundabout onto Molly Miller's Lane.
Careful, safety first.
In 50 yards at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Molly Miller's Lane.
When the sat nav shuts off.
In a quarter of a mile at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Barkham Road.
Right, so we've had a bit of a snag, is that we need to fashion a way of mounting the gearbox to the gearbox mount. So we're on a little road mission going all over bloody Wokingham to find 13mm top hat polyurethane bushes to fabricate a mount. Modifications to the cross member, and it now looks something like this. So we've repaired a hole that managed to rust through here, and to allow the taller master engine to sit in the engine bay where it needs to sit, and so the sump doesn't fail onto the cross member, we cut out a large section and then welded in plate to put some strength back into it. So this is now ready to go to Hoyle Suspension in London, and they're going to do some more modifications to it, and yeah, then put a whole new suspension system around it and then ship it back. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I'm going to pack it up now and courier it off. So we're not entirely sure what day we're on now. Could be 10 maybe. You can speak.
It feels like forever.
Alright, well, I think it's 10. Well, it's about six weeks into the entire build. Obviously, we're not working and do that all the time, but we're making progress. So the body is still with Speed Weld, although we test fitted the engine, made some engine mounts, modified the cross member. From cross member, we still have the gearbox one to modify, but we'll do that later now. So while all that's away, we're rebuilding the engine, and this is how far we've stripped it down so far. We don't think the engine's had too much of a hard life. The clutch has definitely seen better days. We're almost down to some of the rivets here, and all the grooves are almost gone, and yeah, there's this nice little bit here. So yeah, clutch was definitely going to be an issue. Pistons look a bit black, but I guess that's not the end of the world. There's some shite in there, but actually let's flip the head over and have a look at the bottom, see what the valves look like. This is the head. Everything here looks nice and shiny. No real issues there, I don't think. The valves look okay. Do it cleaning them up. I think I'm dropping lifters out the bottom. Yeah, I am. Oops. Back in. They don't necessarily have to go back in exactly the same place, but I think it's if you can, why not?
I'm pretty sure Max is looking on as well.
Max! Alright, well, we'll strip that down separately now. I can stay there. All the other bits that we've taken off. So, these numbers on the cam holders, they don't seem to make any sense. So, recording exactly how they came in and out. We just put them back exactly the same way. That was a mission to get off. Several tools, and then eventually had to bolt up the back of the engine to stop the crankshaft from turning, and put a massive pry bar on it. It's probably not the best way, but this is completely perished. Don't know what fluids have been on this, but basically just dissolved the plastic. cam lobes look good. Throttle body and injectors, and need to strip that down separately as well. Make that up. Oh. Yeah, well, we'll have another look on strip the rest of this down.
Day a million.
It's still day 10, you think, and we've got the rest of the engine apart. So the only thing left in the block now is these bearings and the oil squirters. So once they're out, that's the block completely stripped. We've still got to go back and do the head and the throttle body. But yeah, so these are the pistons, nice and black. Probably means it's running a little bit rich, I think. But apart from being a bit grotty, everything's in pretty good nick. There's no scoring or grooves or anything like that anywhere. Everything seems pretty good overall. All the bearings are, I think, good. Crankshaft is in good condition. If you look at all these, I mean, what you'd expect for a 100,000 mile engine. So I think we're pretty good there. So hopefully everything we've ordered is right for putting all this back together. So we've got new these, new that, new bearings everywhere. So hopefully, yeah. So next week, put it back together. During the week, head and block skinned and clean, and yeah.
Day 3900.
No, it's not 3900. It's still day 10. But last time you saw all this, it was all gunky and horrible. But it's been to the powder coaters. Let's come back in here. I already put the original radiator back in that one. Come in close it up. That was powder coated as well. It came up like new. Same with the fuel tank, torsion bar.
How to scratch all these shiny bits?
It's very tough to scratch. No, it's powder coated. What we do have as well is a load of new shiny bits as well. So we've got new seat rails, new indicators, fitting kits for fuel tank, stuff like that. So all this kind of fun stuff is turning up. We've also got, we're going to reuse the master cylinders. So we bought refurb kits for these. So probably not this weekend, but next weekend we'll rebuild the pedal box and the heater matrix, so it's ready to bolt in.
So refurbed 50-year-old brakes with a 300 horsepower engine.
So they're getting new brakes.
Oh, okay.
But it's only the master cylinders. It needs to use them to match up with the box. Yeah, can't do too much fabrication. And yeah, that's pretty much everything in here.
Space hopper.
Yeah.
It's a new driver's seat, isn't it?
It's airbag. We're just going to mount that on the steering wheel and you steer it with the, yeah. Right, come on.